Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
Happy hump day, everybody. My name's Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio. West Bexar County also represented. Happy to be back in the 210. I was in the 713. I was in the 361 last night. That's why I was a little bit late today. I'm sorry, but I worked very, very, very late. Drove back from Corpus Christi late last night into the early mornings. And happy to be back home. Happy to be back with Joe. It's another day of sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. Joe, we always talk about Woj bombs, right?
Yeah.
We got the Woj bomb of Woj bombs.
He broke news on himself.
Exactly. Adrian Wojnarowski is no more. I feel sad as a sports fan to know that Adrian Wojnarowski is hanging him up. What's going to happen to all his contacts? Do we now have to rely on Shams Charania as being the guy for NBA bombs? What do we call them? Sham what? Shampals?
Shampals.
What
that's an iCarly bit, dude.
You know.
I got kids, man. Of course I'm going to know.
Yes, exactly.
The ShamWow.
The ShamWow. The Shampal. That's funny, dude. We are fathers of a certain age with kids of a certain age who understand iCarly. I didn't even realize I was making an iCarly reference until you reminded me of that.
You probably watched it with your oldest, right, Gabby?
Gabby, yes, all the time. And my youngest kind of got into it. Victorious a little bit.
Yeah, she was kind of young then, I guess.
Yeah, but very, very funny. Adrian Wojnarowski announcing this morning, and ESPN's reporting it on ESPN.com, that he is going to retire from ESPN to join his alma mater, St. Bonaventure, which is a university there in New York State. And he's going to be the general manager of the basketball team there, the men's basketball program over there. Now, the Bonnies, they do make noise in March Madness from time to time. You know, every conference is represented. Sometimes St. Bonaventure makes it, but he's transitioning out. Now, remember Adrian Wojnarowski not only from ESPN, but from Yahoo Sports back in the day. But I feel sad as a sports fan because Woj bombs were a thing, and he was more accurate. As much as I like Shams Charania, he's the young cat. Shams was Woj's protege, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, Woj taught Shams everything he knows, but Woj is better.
Yeah.
Woj is more accurate.
But Shams is still trying to go ahead and develop his contacts and whatnot because he's still kind of young, you know? But, I mean, I think we're in good hands here with Shams now taking that mantle, I would assume. And he's going to be the guy who's going to be breaking all the NBA and sports news and all that.
Yeah. So that means ESPN needs to lure him over from FanDuel.
Oh, I don't know.
From wherever
Yahoo or whatever
days.
sports. He was at Yahoo, then he was at FanDuel, and he was at Stadium. Guys all over the place.
Yeah, The Athletic.
Yeah, there you
so
go.
They got to bring him on in. Now, Adrian Wojnarowski is 55 years old, and he said, quote, "I'm retiring from my dream job at ESPN, and so incredibly grateful for my time and experiences of the worldwide leader," but goes on to say it's always been a dream of his to work for his alma mater. Here's the thing, Joe. I can see Adrian Wojnarowski being an NBA guy. Some front office. I'm not saying he's going to be a GM of the front office, but he's young enough where maybe 3, 4, 5 years from now, 58, 59 years old, can go out there, get an NBA job, maybe a WNBA job, be a front office type.
Next head coach of the San Antonio Spurs.
Perhaps anything's better than what we have right now.
Oh my!
We're not going to start now.
Here we go. Rant alert.
We're not going to start right
Rant
now. Although
alert.
yesterday was funny because if you go onto my Twitter account at MJ Acquired Taste, there was a guy going after me.
He's called you fat.
Calling me fat. He goes, quote, "This is a Trav reviews a thing." Says that I'm regarded as a loudmouth, attention-seeking loser, while Pop is regarded as a goat. It's embarrassing when a fat loser like you thinks your opinion about Pop is relevant. It's not. You're a man-child. Well, if I'm a man-child, Trav, I only got one message for you. There it is right there.
You know what's funny, though, is that you get these people that come in and come at you and troll you and all that, and they always never have the real picture. It's some kind of avatar, you know?
Yeah.
They never show their true face, you know?
And,
so,
you know, it's funny. People think that this makes me, like, mad or sad. I know I did the double bird right there. I did the double bird not because I was mad or angry or sad. It's just because I think it's funny, right? So if he wants a comment, if he wants a reaction from me, there's my reaction right there. Which, by the way, I'm sure Midwest with Swiss is going to go out there, or Elias is going to make a meme out of that. I shouldn't have done that. Damn it! I caught myself. But of course, my reaction was this Lucius or whatever was his name? Commodus or whatever his name was over in Gladiator. Just enjoy all of it.
Oh my God.
I love the venom. I live off of it. My goodness. Tony Anales reaches out and says, bro, that's harsh, man. The bird. It's only 10:24 in the morning, Mike. Kids are watching. That's kind of funny, man. I also rather enjoyed the
you got another one.
The meme that was put of me.
Oh yeah. That one's funny.
Somehow or another, my face got put on the Spurs jersey. Your good friend Angel, Val's boyfriend, coming out and saying that my skin color matches the aesthetic.
You know what's funny though? I bet you when you invite Angel and Val to go to another, meeting at the Rock, he's talking all this mess about you. He ain't gonna turn you down.
They're nice.
You gonna talk your mess?
They're
Don't go.
Nice.
Don't go.
That's the funny thing, man, is that we know Spurs Twitter, Angel and Val.
God. No, I know. I'm just giving him a hard time.
And Val, I've known since high school.
Yeah.
We've known each other for a long, long time. She's a very good friend of mine. And so it was kind of weird because Angel was like, how are you two friends? Like Mike's the blowhard on the radio. He's the guy on Twitter. He's the guy on Spurs Twitter who starts crap, right? And it turns out he meets me, and as most people do, they come to find out that I'm a very nice guy.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I would go to events at Sports Star back in the day, or I go to sporting events. Someone meets me. They say they hate me. I can't hate you. I hate your show. I hate your takes, blah, blah, blah. 10 minutes later, man, you're a pretty nice guy. Dwight Yoakam said it best, Joe. You don't know me if you don't like me.
But look at those jerseys, dude. The jersey without the face on it, of course.
The Bill Miller's jersey.
This is the ugliest effing jersey that the Spurs have ever put out. And then they're putting it out again for another second year. I mean, that's no originality. And in a town where you have tons of creative people, you have a lot of artists here. You could put it out on Twitter, right? On the X, right?
Yeah.
And have a contest and say, hey, design us something cool. We'll go ahead and choose a winner. We'll give you a free jersey, free tickets to the game. Put your face up on the Jumbotron. Give you your roses for designing this, city edition jersey. Something. They do this. I'm just like, why?
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. It got me thinking about Zed's dad, Sam, from Australia, who's a Spurs fan. Posed a very good question on Twitter earlier today. It says, serious question. Why do we get stuck with the monstrosity for multiple years talking about the Bill Miller's type jersey, right? The monstrosity that it is, when we've seen two of the best ever jerseys recently, and they only got burned for one season. And she's going, why isn't this the jersey of the Spurs more often?
You got to talk to the front office about that. The front office, they always do this stuff, man. They think that they know better than everybody else. And they don't care what the fan likes. They're going to put out what they want.
This is San Antonio right there. You got the silver and black, right? You got the black, the mostly black jersey. You got the Fiesta colors from the 90s. Remember Fast Break and Fiesta? You got those colors there. This is the perfect Spurs jersey. Now, the other one that she puts out there is the old school one from back in the day. The when I look at this, I see Johnny Moore, Mike Mitchell. I see number 34, Mike Mitchell's 00, Johnny Moore. Those are the jerseys that need to be around because everything else is garbage, dude. The camouflage jersey was trash. I mean, the throwbacks. This is the throwback I want to see. Speaking of the Spurs, we're going to have Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 on today at 11 o'clock talking about Spurs. The NBA season coming up quick. You know how we know it's coming up quick? Jeff is doing 5 days in a row now of Locked On Spurs. That 3 days, 1 day on, 1 day off is gone. Yep.
But this have been my favorite jersey design by far.
This one right here?
The iconic San Antonio, old school silver, black. It's classy, dude. It's a timeless classic.
Well, this
one doesn't go out of style.
This one looks like the old one. The old one had San Antonio in a different font,
but it still looks nice.
It's very similar.
It looks very nice. I like it. I thought it was really well done. I like the Fiesta color one as well. But the Spurs, man, they they're going to spur. They think they know better than what the fan base is clamoring for. They love the Fiesta colors during the city edition nights, everything retro, old school. Mike, you liked it except for the old school music because you're not a fan of Get Ready for This.
Are y'all ready for this? Because I think in the movie Bring It On. Man. I think the movie Bring It On.
You know what they should do when they had those city and edition nights, when they had this, the Fiesta colors and everything? They should have played the old school Sean Elliott commercials from Taco Cabana, dude.
Taco Cabana. Jesse A saying you can wear those jerseys without a shirt and not be ghetto.
Oh
no, kind of ghetto. Tony says he doesn't like the Fiesta colors. Now the Fiesta colors.
Sam doesn't like them.
Yeah. Says I hated the Fiesta colors then. Now, always they were never the colors. Spurs have always been silver and black.
He has a point because quite honestly though, back in the day, the Fiesta colors were like worn on the warm-up jerseys. They weren't an actual jersey.
Well, here's what it should be.
Or the warm-up.
Here's what it should be. Here's how it should be. This should be the jersey. October, November, December, January, February through April. This should be it. Because what are we doing? We're doing Fiesta. We're doing rodeo. Or maybe you do that Bill Miller's one for February because it's rodeo. Man. And you do this one for spring, March, and April.
Can you imagine if they had renamed the Frost Center the Bill Miller's Arena?
The Bill Miller's
Arena. And then they just have those jerseys, man. They'd be going hard here in San Antonio,
the Poor Boy Plus Arena. I went to a Missions game recently. And I go to Missions games 3, 4, 5 times a year. And I know the season just wrapped up. But I went over there. And I never realized there's a Bill Miller's inside the stadium. Did you know that, Joe?
That there's a what?
A Bill Miller's inside the stadium.
Where?
Over at the Wolf.
Really?
Oh. Okay. You go into the game. You go to the right, to the stands to the right, to the left. You have all these concession stands, right? And then you got the kettle corn and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But behind the catcher, on the inside, facing like you can't see it from the outside. You have to go to like the home plate and turn around. There's a Bill Miller's in there, man, with poor boys, with chicken strips, with brownies and iced tea.
What kind of brownies we talking, Mike?
Now it's it's Bill Miller's at 50% markup. Okay,
oh man, so you're gonna be paying $12 for a poor boy.
Probably
not like you're doing it now. It's not like you're doing it now, right?
Do you ever go to Bill Miller's and try to get something a little bit different off the menu?
Oh, man. I used to my go-to when I was feeling like, man, I got a little cash in my pocket. I'm going to treat myself. The Rancher.
The Rancher. There you go. That's the 3 sides.
Yeah, bro. But that thing's like $20 now. I'm like, F that, man.
So here's a couple of hacks for you here. One hack is you can go over to Bill Miller's, get a number 1, which is the Poor Boy Plus, right? So you have the Poor Boy. The Poor Boy Plus has more meat. If you pay an extra $1, they put a lot more meat in there, and it makes it more filling. So it's more of a, you're not starving at the end of the day, right? So so make it a Poor Boy plus. Add an extra $1, right? The other thing is, did you know that when you go and you get the 2-meat meal or the 3-meat meal, you can actually get it with fried chicken?
I didn't know that, but one thing I don't like is I don't like the coleslaw, so I always tell them to put the potatoes or the hash browns. Those are bad, dude. Those are real good, dude, man.
So you go over there and you think about it. You go 2-meat meal, right?
Yeah.
You think, okay, what do you got? They always tell you, you have a choice between brisket, baked chicken, or the barbecue chicken, right? Ribs or sausage, right? They don't tell you that the 5th option is fried chicken. You could get a plate of brisket with fried chicken.
That's not bad.
You can get a plate of sausage with fried chicken. It's like I one time asked that as a joke. I'm like, oh yeah, we do that. And all the locations do it.
But you know what, man? The king of fried chicken for me right here in this immediate area, not all of San Antonio, but in the Petranco area, Bush's Chicken, man.
Oh, man.
It's undefeated, dude.
Dude, the baked chicken at Bush's is pretty badass.
You put that serendipity little seasoning on it, dude. Yeah. That's it, man. It's over.
Tex-Mex Frank giving us a Bill Miller's breakthrough right here. A hack right there saying, get the breakfast plate. Tell them to sub the carne guisada for the sausage.
Oh, that sounds good.
That's not bad, baby. Not bad. I'm getting kind of hungry. What do you want to get into? We dropped the Woj bomb. I kind of want to get into Jose Altuve losing his mind. DMX style, going to make him lose his mind up in here. I like it, though. I'm not an Altuve guy. Let me let you know this real fast. I'm not an Altuve guy. I cheer for the Astros because the girl I'm dating, my girlfriend, is an Astros fan, right? So I have to cheer for the Astros. Went to a game, but normally I don't, right? Jose Altuve yesterday. If you want to take a look here,
I'll show your screen.
Brendan Miller's going to say that ball did.
Jose Altuve here, ninth inning. So let's go ahead and start by just pausing this real fast. It's the top of the ninth inning. They're playing the Padres. The game is tied at 3.
And these games matter, Mike. It's getting close to playoffs.
Right.
Yeah.
Game is tied at 3. Astros have a batter on second base. Altuve, who swings at everything, dude. Altuve, 8 feet high pitch, is going to swing at it in the dirt, bounce it to him. He's going to swing at it. He's a great player, future Hall of Famer, but he is the Manu Ginobili of Major League Baseball. Like, it just no one like him, right? Look what happens. Pitch comes in, ground out to third, ends the inning, right?
Done.
Or so he thinks. Or so Altuve's like, you've got to be out of your mind. That's not the end of the inning. He says, I fouled it off my foot, and here's proof. He takes off his cleats and his socks and says, here's the mark. Look at the red mark on my foot. I fouled the ball off my foot. That is a foul ball. But they ended the inning. They threw him out. Astros go on to win anyway because they scored in the top of the 10th inning and they won the game anyway. Oddly enough, it was Altuve's replacement that got it going. But what are your thoughts on Altuve showing up the official by saying, look at my foot. Red mark right there. Look at that bruise right there was caused by me fouling it off.
Is that on the what do you call that? The fungus toe?
This is all courtesy of Fox Sports, by the way.
That right on my fungus toenail. You see that red mark?
Yes. Courtesy SCHN. But I find it funny because it's not like the referee's going to change his mind or the umpire's going to change his mind, right?
He could, but I mean, he's already, you know what? He got pissed. He said he ejected him. He said, "You're out of here, buddy."
But you know what? I mean, you can kind of just tell by the angle by which this went.
It went off the side of his foot. Dude.
How is this not reviewable?
They're just being ass. These umps and MLB, they're just freaking ass, man.
Now, I'm not saying that Altuve hurt himself. There's probably not even a marker there.
It glanced
but he knew what he was doing when he was showing up the official. When he was showing up the official. He knew that I'm going to get thrown out of the game. So think about it this way. Let's look at it from a different perspective. If these games are important because we're coming down the stretch and the season's going to end in a couple of weeks, why get yourself thrown out of a 3-3 game? Did he do something wrong at that point?
These games matter. It's the principality in the things.
Mike. Oh,
come on,
now
man.
It's the principle. Now it's the principle. We were talking about how these games matter.
They do matter.
But now it's the principle.
Some people are like that, man. It's the principality of things, man. Right is right, you know? I'm glad you know what? Altuve's got a little gangster in him, man. Talk your shit, dude.
Dude, this guy, Altuve swings at everything. I've seen him jump for a pitch before. It looks like he's going after a piñata. And by the way, Mario Cavazos earlier saying, Jose Altuve is my son. We're both 5'6". I love it. Oh, my good. Chris Layhouse comes out and says, go look at the entire game.
He's not lying, dude.
It was effing terrible calls all night. David Outwire says the umps suck.
The umps were in that bag last night, dude. They got paid, you know?
Yeah, I saw the comments on Twitter asking the question, did he have the money line on it? The umps have the money line on this game. But it's funny. Astros go on to win anyway. Just kind of found it to be funny. Altuve's that player, man, that you love him because he's on your team.
Yeah.
But if he's not on your team, F him.
Oh, come on, Mike.
He's annoying.
Why is he annoying?
He just is, man.
He's a former MVP of the league, dude.
He's just annoying.
He's not annoying. He's good. Maybe you're mad because he's good.
Man, he's
shorter than you. He can hit that ball harder than you, Mike.
How is a player who's shorter than me, how can he jack it over the fence? Because if you gave me just softball toss pitches, right, and said, Michael, hit it as far as you could.
You could not hit a MLB fastball, bro.
Well, no. I'm saying a softball underhanded pitch, right? And you said, Michael, you have 1,000 attempts to hit it out there. I would get it to maybe the middle part of center field or the middle part of left field. I ain't getting anywhere near the fence.
No,
And this
but
guy can crank
you're
it.
sneaky athletic though.
I'm sneaky athletic, but dude, hitting a baseball, hit a softball, two completely different things. Astros are now 82-69, a 5-game lead
man.
in the AL West over the Seattle Mariners. Astros have won 6 out of 10. You take a look at it. You know, there's 162 games in the season.
I bet you Jose Altuve can beat you in a foot race to first base.
Oh, I bet you he can.
He's quick, bro.
Oh,
Them little ones are fast, bro.
11 games left in the season. This season's coming to an end. Yankees lead the AL East over the Orioles.
How are the Astros doing?
Astros 5-game lead in the AL West with 11 games to go. Guardians look like they're going to take the AL Central.
What happened with the Rangers?
You know what? They got a ring. They got a chip. You know,
this year doesn't look like it might be in the cards for them, man.
Hangover season for them all. Phillies on top of the NL East. They should be wrapping up that sometime this week. Brewers 10-game lead over the Cubbies in the NL Central, and then the Dodgers, Padres going toe-to-toe. See, the Padres needed that win right there, man. They're 3.5 games behind the Dodgers right now for the top of the NL West.
Chris Leia says you striking the F out. You couldn't hit that soft underhanded pitch.
Oh, the soft handed pitch. Men's league softball, dude. I miss those days.
We should get you to the batting cages and just film that, dude, just for funsies, man.
Oh, I go to the batting cages at least once a year.
No, Mamas, Mike, come on.
The last time I went was at ZDT's in Seguin last summer. I took my kids out there to go karting, and they had the cages on there, and I probably put like 4 rounds on there. You put the tokens in.
Yeah,
it took me like the first set of 10 pitches sucked. The next set I did okay, and then I was cranking them a little bit. And I always say cranking them. I'm not cranking. I'm not cranking them deep to left center.
Like you're the All-Star game, hitting them in the parking lot.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm getting it over the shortstop's head.
Oh my!
I'm getting it past the third baseman.
I'm good enough to be dangerous.
Sith coming out saying Mike goes to the batting cages and takes headshots like Happy Gilmore. Tony thinks that Altuve can beat me, Jimenez, in a taco eating contest too.
I bet you he could, man. You know what Sith was saying? That at his churches, it's only his location, right?
Yeah.
You can get your chicken with the side of menudo, dude.
Oh, I've seen that before.
I'm like, wow, dude. How about that? That's brutal, man.
Now, Church's Fried Chicken, if I'm not mistaken, is a San Antonio creation. I did see
they had the first churches, I believe, here in San Antonio.
I did see a meme the other day that said, you know you live on the bad side of town when there's a churches in your neighborhood.
Hey.
And I say that knowing that there's a church is a mile from your house over here.
There used to be one around the corner where I used to live off of Ray Ellison Road,
Yeah.
you know, Five Palms, that area.
Yeah.
Out there. You used to live off of the street. I grew up off of the street. My house is still there. My mom still lives in it, off of Cozy Valley. So if I walked down Cozy Valley and I took a turn right there, down Five Palms, right before I hit Old Pearsall Road, there's a churches right there around the corner. One time I went walking with my sister, no lie.
Yeah.
We went out there. We went to the Diamond Shamrock at the time to go get a soda because we had a couple bucks, and we went to go get that really nice chicken sandwich they used to have for $1 back in the day at the churches, right?
Yeah.
We walked over there. There was a guy in the lawn watering his grass during the summertime. Came back. Brother was laid out on the ground, had a couple bullet holes in him, dude.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, wow, man. So
now
it is what it is in the hood, bro.
I grew up in the Holmes area. There was a Church's Fried Chicken off of Callahan near Ingram.
Yeah.
Dude, it was Church's Fried Chicken was right there, and then next to it was Bonanza. Dude, if I could go back in time and have one restaurant all over again, I'd go to Bonanza. And I think there are a couple that still exist somewhere in the country. Just not in San Antonio, man. It's kind of like Ponchos, right?
No, man, they're still good. Churches is still good, bro. It depends on the location. Look at
Churches is trash.
No, Mike, you hate everything San Antonio. Look at Marbach has a great Church's Fried Chicken.
Okay, so let me ask you this question: is there such a thing as a good location and a bad location? Because I will say this though, I'm a big Bill Miller's aficionado, right? I love Bill Miller.
Well, there's only one that's near us in this vicinity. There's two. The one on Potranco
and
1604, and then there's a one on Westover.
There's also 410 in Culebra.
Yeah, but that one's a little bit further down.
Going towards my parents' house. I will maintain that the Bill Miller's on Culebra and General McMullen is the elite Bill Miller's.
Remember the one downtown? That one was pretty good.
That one was all right.
They didn't have rolls though.
Do you also is a good one? The Helotes one, the one by O'Connor High School.
Oh yeah.
That's a fancy Bill Miller's.
That's nice. That's
I
nice.
mean that's not. It's not like overheated in there. It's not somehow. You go into a Bill Miller's, sometimes it's like 78, 79 degrees.
Hell no, man. When we went to that Laguna Madre right across from the Bill Miller's, it was pretty cold in there, dude.
It was nice.
A little chilly.
Well, Laguna Madre is different, man.
Yeah, but that burger hit good, right?
Yeah.
Go to a fish place and this brother orders a burger.
Can I tell you what I had for dinner with the girl the other day? We went to. Did I even post it? I posted a photo of us. We went out to eat, and I had avocado stuffed ribeye.
What?
An avocado stuffed ribeye.
That sounds like some white people food, man.
It was the most delicious thing I'd ever had.
You would
man.
like that.
It was a Japanese steakhouse, dude.
Oh man.
It was a Japanese steakhouse, so it had that teriyaki kind of glaze on top of it. It's basically picture a bowl like a Cadbury egg size, right?
Jeez,
of
bro.
avocado, and then they wrap the ribeye around it. Then they put that glaze on top. A little bit of rice with it. Had a little bit of sushi. Dude, it was delicious.
You know, the best meal that I've ever had when you're out and about just grabbing something to eat, right?
Right.
Me and the wife, we went and the kids, we went to Disney World last year for, that whole week of leading up to New Year's Eve, right? So we went the day after Christmas. We're on the plane. Boom, we're taking off to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
We get there and I had made these reservations at the Magic Kingdom. My wife always likes to get those little food from, the little stands or whatever. I said, F that. These kids are old. We're going to somewhere nice. I got some reservations. We went to this place that's right across from the Jungle Cruise, right?
Yeah,
called Skipper's Canteen. Place was nice, Mike. It was really nice. The waiter came and sat us down and everything. And I got that Asian inspired pork with some jasmine rice. Had a little cocktail on the side. Best meal I had Disney by far.
Really?
That Asian inspired pork was on point. And my wife making her faces, I don't like this stuff. I said, you want that nasty ass food that you're getting from the stand. This is actually chef prepared stuff, man. I can't take her nowhere nice, dude.
You know what my son likes to eat, right? What is his favorite food? He's special needs.
Oh, enchiladas, dude.
He loves enchiladas.
Las
Palapas, Tinka Taco, Sandra's. He loves enchiladas.
And I know your daughter, your youngest one, Ava, she loves her some Cane's, bro.
Cane's or Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A. Those are the only two choices.
And Subway is a distant third.
Yeah.
My son, we went to Disney World. And they have Epcot where you go to all the different countries out there.
Yeah.
We were like, hey, there's enchiladas there. We ordered them enchiladas.
Oh, yeah. When you get to the Mexican place. Yeah. With the pyramid. Yeah.
It was the only time in my entire life that boy eats anything. It was the first time he took 2 bites and was like, no. So remember to self, if you go to Epcot, do not order the Mexican food over there.
Yeah,
it is.
But you know what? No, it's not good, man. I'll attest to that. That food is not good. But I'll tell you one thing. You go into that little pyramid in the Mexican area, right? And you think it's off to the right side. Man, they got a nice little tequila bar there, bro. That's my jam. It's kind of off to the side. Not everybody's paying attention. They're all running to go buy the wares in the little market that they have at the first level, right? The floor level. But man, that little tequila bar, I'm in there sampling some mezcal, some tequila. You got to do a little grito, dude. By the time you get out of there, man, you're already about 3 tequila shots in.
Very nice. Hey, week 3 of the NFL season is going to get going starting tomorrow. We have the Thursday night games coming up. I'm excited because, my Saints are 2-0. They got the Eagles coming into town. Eagles coming off a brutal loss. The Cowboys are taking on the Ravens. Ravens coming in 0-2 and are desperate. So the Texans also looking to go 3-0. They're taking on the Minnesota Vikings on the road, who are surprisingly 2-0. No one saw the Minnesota Vikings, led by a backup named Sam Darnold, to be it. But the Thursday night game tomorrow, an AFC East battle between the New England Patriots and New York Jets. Why do we always have to see Aaron Rodgers?
I don't want to see no Jets, man. I'm tired of watching these Jets. They're freaking garbage. They're trash. I don't want to see an old-ass Aaron Rodgers no more. I'm done with them. Yeah. They pissed me off since last year.
He's trash. He's old.
I'm mad at the Jets because last year I bet on them. Once I hit with my parlay with them, and after that, every damn time they let me down. So I'm done with them. I'm done.
Jets favored by 6 points in this game. Total over-under is 38. So they're expecting this to be a very boring, low-scoring affair.
What's up with some of these Thursday night football games, dude? I mean, they're just horrible.
Now, CBS Sports, I mean, they did give us Baltimore and Kansas City. So at least they gave us that. CBS Sports is coming out with their predictions for this week. So I haven't read this, but I want to see what they've got going on.
How is it bode for Cowboy fan?
All right, I'm going to scroll down. Texans, Vikings. The prediction from CBS Sports is the Texans losing, even though the Texans are favored by 2.5 points.
What?
They have the Vikings going out there and beating the Texans 24-21. They think that defensively, Minnesota's going to be able to out-scheme CJ Stroud, give him different looks.
I'm going to put some money down on my Sancha team with Brandon Big Papi Medina. We're going to put a little side bet on this one.
Saints and Eagles. They have CBS Sports, the Eagles losing to the Saints 27-20. The reason why? Saints offensive line, Saints running game, and the fact that the Eagles can't stop the run.
Eagles, I mean, they're not very good on defense, dude.
They have the Buccaneers going 3-0 along with the Saints. They have the Seahawks going 3-0. Can you believe that? Geno Smith-led team going 3-0.
Who would have thought, man? I thought the guy was left for dead last season.
Hey, the Arizona Cardinals had a big week last week. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Did, man.
had 2 touchdowns. Kyler Murray had a perfect passer rating.
How can he even see to throw the ball, dude? He's so damn short, man. It looks like he's always jumping in the air when he's tossing the ball out, you know?
Yeah. But they have the Cardinals beating the Lions, and I can see that. They're playing in Arizona. Now, Baltimore against the Cowboys. CBS Sports prediction is the Ravens winning 27-24, basically saying you got to stop the run. And if you have Derrick Henry in the backfield, if you have Lamar Jackson out there, it might be too much to handle.
So they're going to get their first win of the season is what they're saying.
So let me ask you this question. Blogging the Boys.
Yeah.
RJ Ochoa.
Yeah.
Had an article earlier today, and it posed the question, who do you fear more if you were a Cowboy fan?
Oh, 49ers, no doubt.
Well, no. Who do you fear more as in, like, in this Sunday's game?
Okay.
Do you fear Lamar Jackson, or do you fear the constant handoffs to Derrick Henry?
Jeez, dude.
Pick your poison is what I'm saying. And by the way, I want to get your temperature as a Cowboy fan, because Monday you sported the Cowboy gear. Give you props, respect for that.
I'm going to come in sporting my gear. I ain't going nowhere.
You kept the same energy. You kept the same energy, but you've had time to process what happened the other day against the Saints.
Yeah. Going
into a game, again, the Cowboys had not lost a regular season game in 2 years. Now, they lost against the Packers, right?
Yeah.
I guess you can say they've lost the last 2 home games, right? Against the Packers, against the Saints. Is this the bounce back week?
Hey, man, all I'm saying is y'all better go over there. Jerry better go around the stadium and light some sage or something, man. There's some brujeria going on over there. This is your hometown. You're supposed to take care of it. Your home turf. You know, I would say that the Cowboys are going to have a bounce back week. They're going to play a lot better. Will it translate into a win? I believe so. I got confidence in them.
Yeah, I have no confidence.
I got confidence in them. I'll be here on Monday wearing my Cowboys blue, sporting my hat, whether they win or lose.
I think the Ravens are going to just run all over them. You know why I think that? Because I think the Ravens are better than the Saints. The Ravens might be 0-2. The Saints might be 2-0. I think the Ravens are better than the Saints. I think the Ravens are going to go into Dallas and just annihilate them.
Here's the thing. That's what everybody always thinks, right? But then the Cowboys surprise everybody, and they might just come out and obliterate the Ravens. And then what? On Monday, it's like, vamos para la Super Bowl again.
Jesse A coming out saying Ravens are a desperate team, not trying to go 0-3. That makes them dangerous.
It does make them very dangerous. They're a desperate team, man. They don't want. Nobody wants to go 0-3. What are your chances of making the playoffs?
Very low.
You know,
very, very low. Because at that point, you have to go 11-3 the rest of the way. Tony says he's a realistic Cowboy fan. Derrick Henry's going to go off, and I hope the camera goes to Jerry for not picking up Henry. Again, that's very true. Derrick Henry was like, he said it. Derrick Henry said, why didn't I go to the Cowboys? They did not make me an offer. It wasn't like Von Miller who came out and said, well, we got lowballed. Von Miller was like, I got 25 million from this team, Buffalo, I believe. I was offered only 20 million through the Cowboys. At least the Cowboys made that offer. Derrick Henry came out and said they didn't show any interest, but they'll take Zeke Elliott. They'll take Dalvin Cook, the corpse that is Dalvin Cook. Crazy.
Yeah, we got some comments. David Atwater, Marvin Harrison is in my fantasy. And then Tony Ornelas says, Marvin Harrison Jr. broke some records on his second game that his dad was only able to do once.
It's amazing how you have the father-son dynamic there. We saw that in baseball back in the day. Remember Ken Griffey Jr., Ken Griffey Sr.?
Did they play together too?
Yeah, for a while.
Briefly.
The Mariners.
Yeah.
In football, we're seeing that. We're now seeing that with Arch Manning, by the way, with the University of Texas. Arch Manning, the nephew of Eli and Peyton.
Hey, it was funny. They kind of talked to the Mannings, right? Afterwards, when Archie was there, right? Because I believe they had Archie's mom, and I don't know, was the dad or somebody else. One of the Mannings was there, and he was saying Archie doesn't get his speed from the Mannings side of the family. That they're not very good at, when it comes to running. He got his speed from his mama.
Yeah, ESPN's Get Up made fun of Peyton Manning because one of the commentators on Get Up right now, I forgot his name, but he was a former center of the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah,
and they were asking him to compare and contrast Archie Manning's running style to Peyton Manning's style, and they showed Peyton Manning's longest run that he ever had. It was a 31-yard touchdown run.
Lord.
He rolled to the left and just wobbled his way. I don't know how you can describe it. He looked like an old man running down the sideline. It was a power right. The entire team went right. The entire defense went to the right. He rolled left, still holding the ball, and he managed to somehow make it to the pylon before getting tackled, right? Or wasn't even touched, right? Goes all the way. He ran what essentially was a 30-yard dash in about 8 seconds. It was atrocious. And they were laughing about it because then they transposed that with Arch Manning going 67 yards against the Roadrunners and just dodging everybody. And they were kind of playing it side by side. It was completely night and day difference. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, you see that, Archie got his speed from his mama, dude.
Yeah.
Didn't get that from the Mannings. He might have inherited the arm, but he got the legs from his mama.
Jesse coming out saying, think it's funny Carolina fans are thinking tank for Arch. The Mannings are not letting Arch go to Carolina. Dude, I don't think Arch Manning's gonna go to the NFL anytime soon.
No, I think he's got to prove something if he wants his stock to rise. Because if he would go right now, he's not going to be a first immediate 1 through 5.
Right. He's and even next season, he's probably not going to be in the draft until 2027.
Yeah. I mean, if he goes and shows, what he can do with Texas once Ewers leaves, I think Manning's stock will rise.
And think about it this way: with the NIL money that he's getting, especially if he becomes a star,
what's the incentive?
What is the incentive? Caleb Williams was like that too. Caleb was like, I can always go back to USC.
What does NIL stand for? Name, image, likeness.
That's right.
They getting paid for that.
Back up the Brinks truck, baby. So we're gonna have Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 with us in a minute. But before we get to him, let's give some love to MCS General Contracting. You're rocking the gear right now.
I am.
Diamond Hard Concrete. Let's give him some love.
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business. Honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
Diamond Hard Concrete, baby.
Diamond Hard. Get that Diamond Hard Concrete in your life. And what? If you want it done the first time, you go see MCS General Contracting.
You go see them. And as Leha's told you before, what is it? That old phrase, you measure twice, you cut once.
Exactly.
You get it done right the first time. And sometimes doing it the cheap way is not the best way.
And there's your number right there on screen. The chat is always powered by MCS General Contracting. And you can call them at 210-774-9155 and let them know that you're friends of the show. Maybe Chris Leha will go in there and maybe do a free consultation for you.
Free consultation, or at least talk sports with you for a little bit, or at least you can get together and rag on me for a while.
Enjoy the Mike hate.
UTSA Roadrunners are going to try to get back to 500 this weekend. 2:30 kickoff at the Alamo Dome against Houston Christian. Both teams coming in at 1-2. Vegas is staying away. There's no spread being allowed on this game as of right now. Maybe some sites do, but BetMGM and ESPN Bet are not allowing it as of right now.
So what does your heart tell you?
UTSA should win this game. If UTSA loses to Houston Christian, let's just pack it up and end the season at that point.
They're still learning. They're still a team that's learning. They're still trying to find their identity. And I know everybody can be a bit harsh on them because of their past, let's say not faux pas, but experience that they've had with trailer and going far, and going into a bowl game, going into a playoff, all that kind of stuff. But now with this young team, this inexperienced team trying to make a name for themselves, I think everybody should just kind of be a little patient and see what they can do on their own, man.
Well, when they drive to the Alamo Dome, they take the bus. They go from I-10, right? Then they go to 35 North, and then they go to 37 South. And then they get to the Alamo Dome. They need to avoid 35. Okay. They need to go I-10 and just take the side streets, avoid it, or go I-10 to Highway 90 or something like that. Because look what happened at I-35. They played Texas State and UT, right? They've been outscored the past two games, a combined 105-17. That has got to be painful for a team as proud as the Roadrunners, who have a tradition of making bowl games, a tradition of having winning records. And I know conference has not started yet. They start conference on the road against East Carolina on the 28th, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Then they have, look at that, back-to-back games on the road to start conference. They got Rice after that. They don't come home till FAU. The UTSA, interestingly enough, as I'm looking at their schedule, they're going to have 3 out of 4 games to start the conference play on the road. Then they come back for 3 home games in a row. Then they end the season on the road against Army. I just want them to get to 6-7 wins, man. Just get to 6 or 7 wins, get the bowl victory, get into a bowl game, just make it happen. It's kind of hard to imagine that just a couple weeks ago, ESPN was saying that there was a 16% chance of UTSA making the playoff. Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's like we ain't friends no more, man.
Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs is supposed to be on with us in a little bit.
I'm getting with him right now. See if he's
you
ready.
are?
Yeah, I already texted him. He just needs to let me know if I need to call him.
We were all about, let's see here. We got a Timothy Gonzalez who's out to us right now on our YouTube stream saying, according to, well, I don't know how accurate this is.
Here we go.
NBA Central, which has 1.7 million followers, coming out and saying that ESPN might be reaching out to Shams Charania and Chris Haynes to replace Adrian Wojnarowski. Adrian Wojnarowski announced earlier today that he is no longer going to be working for the worldwide leader ESPN, that he is stepping down. No more Woj bombs. He's going to be the general manager of the men's basketball program at his alma mater, St. Bonaventure, which is out in New York State.
Yeah, man. So no more, dude. It's going to be different now. It's going to be a different vibe now without Woj, because you're so used to hearing, any breaking news that has to do with the NBA. Mm-hmm. It's a Woj bomb. It's a Woj bomb. No more. So I don't know how we're going to be able to deal with this. It's something going to be some of us are going to have to get used to, but it looks like I was saying, the mantle might be passed on to Shams now. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and bring our guest on now. We got the one, the only, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs.
Money bags, Jeff Garcia. What's going on, my man? How have you been?
Going on, dudes. Yeah, I heard y'all talking about Woj right now. Do you think he's angling to go into the NBA? It looks like that'd be a nice little starting ground for him as a GM for a college team, then move into the NBA.
That's what we were actually debating earlier in the show. I kind of see him in about 3 years making that pivot. WNBA, NBA, just doing something in the front office, maybe player personnel. I'm not saying GM necessarily, but go into the player personnel, somebody who knows the draft stock of a lot of different players out there. He's very, very knowledgeable. It's funny because a lot of ESPN talent out there has either been former, like Riddick, who was formerly in the NFL with the Houston Texans, now at ESPN. I see the ESPN person that I see being front office is Mina Kimes.
No,
really?
I think Mina Kimes could be somebody, player personnel or somebody like that in the NFL. She's very, very, very knowledgeable in football. I think that's one to look at.
And she's cute. She's kind of cute. I like her, man.
She's
got a little
cute.
crush on her.
Joe going that direction.
as opposed to saying that she's a
little hottie, bro.
Well, you know how she got started, right? Because she was an economist, right? So she was doing all these news reports for economic like CNBCs of the world, right?
Yeah.
And she one time wrote an article about how she grew up a Seattle Seahawks fan and how she knows so much about football because of her dad and was giving like all these impressions about sports. ESPN found that article and brought her in. They're like, this is exactly what we need. It was just a throw-off article that she wrote about sports, which she normally writes about finance.
Yeah.
So she twisted it, you know, and she pivoted and became what she is
an
at
analyst
ESPN.
now.
Then she got really big with the Dan Le Batard's show, and she was a big part of that. The one time they had her do the zip line up at the top of the Mall of Americas in Minnesota, where she was screaming doing her report. That was funny. But seriously, she is a very, very talented person. Yeah. Jeff Garcia just posted earlier today the post from Adrian Wojnarowski talking about how he went from being the son of a factory worker just 2 miles from the ESPN campus. He just wanted to become a sports writer, and he remembers getting his first byline and stuff like that, and how he worked for 7 years at ESPN. That was a privilege over there, and it's just time for him to move on and go back to where he came from, which is his alma mater, the Bonnie, St. Bonaventure.
Yep.
How do you feel about this, Jeff, now that the great Woj, Adrian Wojnarowski, is hanging it up, man?
I met him one time during my stint in New York, and kind of soft-spoken guy, you know, low-key, kind of funny. But it is, I heard you a little while ago, Joe, and I agree with you. I think it's going to be different this upcoming NBA season. You know, who's going to be breaking the news? You mentioned Shams, obviously, but who's the next one up? There's somebody else that is going to take that spot. I mean, those are big shoes to fill, but
who's going to get all of Adrian Wojnarowski's phones, Jeff? He had like 10 phones on him.
And when I saw him and I met him in New York, he was carrying 2 at the time. And I remember during the entire he was doing like a chat, like a talk, kind of like a TED talk, but it not really was a TED talk. He kept on looking at his phone. That's all he was doing. Every time the moderator would talk, he would just dip into his phones.
Now, Jesse A is beating me to the punch right there. Asking the question, says he liked Woj compared to Schefter. Now he goes up and saying that Schefter is trash. I don't have no idea how that is.
Scummy ass person is what he says.
I don't know, man. Schefter married the widow of a 9/11 victim.
Oh,
so you know, I saw that story, and I'll always love Schefter because of that. Personally, Schefter is like the good day-to-day guy, right? Shefty is better when it comes to the day-to-day things of injuries, of contract negotiations, stuff like that. Woj, though, the calling it a Woj bomb meant something, right? It meant something just earth-shattering.
Breaking news.
Yeah, you know? like front page bomb.
Kind of like what Jeff does with Spurs news, and then everybody likes to go and borrow and not give you credit,
and
Jeff.
not give him credit, yeah.
The scum of the earth people.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. We see what they're doing. We see them, Jeff. We see them.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Listen, Joe wants to start World War III right
no,
now.
I don't. I'm just saying I see them. I'm not telling you to say anything.
Yeah.
No,
I will, though.
I want to start World War III because Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 posted yesterday an article where you were talking about CBS Sports and their ranking of the NBA coaches as of today. Not all-time greats, as of 2024 season going forward, and how Greg Popovich, who many consider to be the GOAT, at the very least, he's on the Mount Rushmore of the greatest coaches of all time. Everyone should have him on the Mount Rushmore, top 4 easily. How he's not even ranked as a top 10 coach today. CBS
this is Mike's favorite topic, man. Coach Pop. Here we go.
What were your thoughts when you saw CBS Sports' analysis on that?
I dived into the reasoning. They did like a bullet point reasoning, and I had some issues with some of them. The big one for me was a 3-point shooting. He can't be on that court. He can't tell Sohan, hey, get up to 40%. He can't tell Trey Jones, you need to do this in game. Let me show you as I get defended by Jimmy Butler or something like that. He can't do that. There's only so much. And also, too, the Spurs lost Chip England. I mean, that was a big blow. And that's one of the big blows to the franchise not many people talk about. So I had an issue with that. I had an issue with roster construction. They mentioned about forming relationships with Kawhi Leonard and LMA. Look, nobody could have predicted what Kawhi did. It happened. It's reportedly he tried to salvage it. So I think that was kind of unfair. And then just overall, I felt that all pro teams go through this, from Belichick with the Patriots. You lose Brady, yeah, that's going to happen to your team. You lose Timmy, yeah, that's going to happen to the Spurs. You lose Michael Jordan, yeah, that's going to happen to the Bulls. So I think all of that combined, I think it was a little tilted. Now, you're right, Jimenez. CBS Sports did give Pop love. They did not bash him completely, but I just felt some of the reasoning lacked, in my opinion.
Okay. One thing that I got to ask you, and I got to get your opinion about this too, but we'll let Mike give us his opinion first.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to talk about the NBA, well, the leak jerseys. Specifically, I want to get your take on what do you think about the new jerseys, the City Edition jerseys. But, Mike, what do you think about what Jeff has to say?
Well, the thing about Popovich is that,
Jimenez, I'm focusing on the bullet points that they brought up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm focusing on. Yeah.
So the bullet points that they brought up about roster construction when it comes to things like that, Sportanez and I went back and forth about this on Twitter yesterday. He's a great mentor. Pop is still a great mentor. Pop gets his flowers and love from the DeMar DeRozans of the world, the LaMarcus Aldridges of the world, years after the fact, who say that they enjoyed playing for him, that they learned a lot from him and things like that. That doesn't necessarily make you the right person for the job, right? Bill Belichick is not the right person for the job in New England right now. They're doing a youth movement among the team, and the youth movement comes from not only on the field, but also off the field, on the court, off the court, like that in the NBA. When we saw that list of coaches that were in the top 14 being Pop, and then going on the way up, you saw a bunch of Pop disciples there, which means a lot. I mean, that just shows that he's an all-time great coach, and that he is an all-time great mentor, not only to the players on the court, but also to his assistant coaches and things like that. The problem is that all those good coaches, Ime Udoka, Budenholzer, Will Hardy, Becky Hammond, they ain't coming back.
Oh, hell no. Once they leave, why would they want to come back to San Antonio?
And some of them left for a reason, either because they got a head coaching position elsewhere, or because they felt that there was no way to move up because Pop was never going to leave.
Becky felt that way. I guarantee it, dude. She was next to claim that mantle. And what did Pop do? Sign me up for 3-4 more years.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm out.
And Becky was
even Torrey Messina, when he left, he flat out said, he goes, yeah, I want to be a head coach, and I was not going to get that in San Antonio. Look at just recent history. An assistant coach left. Oh my God, he was a former player too. Sangalia. He left, and he said, he goes, by the time I move up, by the time I get to that first coaching bench section, I'd be older already. So he left. So there's that. You got to keep that in too. Like, a lot of assistant coaches have been open and honest about it, saying, yeah, I got to go somewhere else where I can have a shot at a possible high-ranking assistant coach or the head coach spot.
So, I mean, is Mitch Johnson the guy? I mean,
it feels like
heir
it.
apparent?
It feels like it.
Because we have felt this way from you mentioned, what's his name? Yatori? What was his name?
Torrey Messina.
Torrey Messina. We felt that way about Becky. We felt that way about Ime. We felt that way about Budenholzer.
Yeah.
We felt that way a little bit about Hardy.
Ime Udoka.
Yeah, so it's like we've already had this heir apparent type of thing going on, and I honestly don't think Pop's ever going to leave. I think Pop will never leave.
They're gonna have to shut down his card. He can't go into the facility no more. Don't work.
It's gonna be like the movie Office Space. We didn't fire you. We just fixed the glitch.
Mike just wants him to pull the Band-Aid off and just cut off Coach Pop from everything.
I mean, the guy's already, and I'm not trying to have a rant today. I have my rant
yesterday. You're gonna go on a rant. I already feel it coming.
I'm gonna be civil today, but it's just one of those things where you cannot have a future if you're looking at your past. And Greg Popovich is not a symbol of the future. He's a symbol of the past.
He's a symbol of greatness because Greg Popovich brought that Spurs culture that everybody's talking about to San Antonio.
But greatness is looking at the past.
But if
There's
it wasn't,
no such thing. There's no such thing
but
as
if it
greatness
wasn't
of
for the
future
past,
greatness.
you got to look at the past to move to the future. You got to see what you built, what was brought here, what the
Dude,
mentality,
Tim, Tony, and
these
Manu
things
aren't
that were
coming-
brought here by Coach Pop.
Tim, Tony, and Manu are walking in that door, man.
No,
Those
they're
guys,
not.
those guys, all three of those guys, Tim, Tony, and Manu, and Pop, are hanging in the rafters.
Oh man,
They're at Springfield, Massachusetts, in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. They're already in the Hall of Fame.
I bet you anything when they have Coach Pop and they're giving him his roses, probably like a year or two from now, you're gonna be there for that game.
They can't give him his roses anymore because you know why? He's already in the Hall
oh
of Fame.
my God.
The roses.
So they're not
is-
supposed to do nothing for him when he retires.
You do something for him. But what I'm saying is that the natural progression of being a legend, whether it be a player or a coach, is you ball out on the court, you win games as a coach, you win chips, then you get honored by making it to the Hall of Fame, and then you ride off into the sunset, right?
You know what I would
He
love?
skip steps.
I would love,
You know how Pop says you don't skip steps? He skips steps.
Jeff, I would love nothing more for Coach Pop to take this team to the playoffs. That way Mike can have egg on his face.
Well, no.
No, Mike will say, see, I wanted this to happen. I'm glad this happened. I'm so happy. I want to be
He
wrong.
heard
I want to
Coach
be
Pop
wrong.
heard me, right? That's what he's
Yeah.
gonna say.
Coach Pop heard me. I'm
No.
the reason why Pop and the Spurs are in the playoffs.
No, Mitch Johnson had a bigger role, so this was all Mitch Johnson's doing.
Yeah, see, Jimenez, you'll find an angle. You'll find an angle to throw some egg on Pop's
To
face.
be the heel, Jimenez, you like to be the heel of San Antonio sports, dude. I know it. You love that. You
know
carry
what?
that mantle well.
It's because I don't say what people want to hear. I tell people what they need to hear, and what you
Oh,
need to
my
hear is
God.
that Pop is not the future of this team. You know, I go back to the movie Big Daddy, where Adam Sandler's like talking to that girl who's talking to an old man. He goes, he has a 5-year plan. Well, what's that plan? Not die.
Oh Lord.
I mean, he is 76 years old this January. He is 56 years older, 55 years older than his phenom player. You go back in time to the late 90s when he became head coach. He was only 20 years older than or 25 years older than Duncan, right?
Yeah.
It's different,
Well-
man. And you see look at all the young coaches out there that were on that list of the top 10 coaches in the NBA. Probably the average age was 45, if
Yeah.
that. And then you know what names they didn't have out there? They didn't have Jason Kidd, who I like. They didn't have
Jason Kidd.
they didn't have these player coaches that are getting better at what they do, getting better at that coaching craft. I mean, and Jeff, you know this, man. I've been saying this for years. This wasn't after 6 losing seasons. This wasn't after 4 losing seasons. I've been saying this since 2014 that it was time for Pop and the Spurs to move on.
Oh, Mike. I still love me some Coach Pop because of all the greatness that he's brought to San Antonio. Respect him for those 5 championships. No doubt that they're going to erect a statue or something of Coach Pop. They're going to name the AT&T Center Way or whatever. It's going to be Coach Pop.
Yeah.
Tony now is reaching out to us on our YouTube stream saying, let Pop leave when he wants to. No, because you know who else was never going to leave? Tom Landry was never going to leave.
No, Mike.
Tom Landry and his hat would have stayed there till the day he died.
You're going to
Like Charlton Heston with that rifle.
the great Tom Landry.
You're not going to take this away from me until you pry it from my cold dead hands.
No,
Dude,
Lord.
Landry was not going to leave. He had to be shown the door. And I'm not saying fire Pop. I'm
Jeff,
just saying move him to the front
Mike's
office.
digging his own grave.
Wait, Joe, I thought Mike said he's not going to go on a rant.
I know.
It was
I told you it was coming,
It
Jeff.
was
I told you.
rantish. It was rantish.
Well, you know what? We're going to go ahead and move away from the Coach Popovich talk because I know that's your favorite topic. But, Jeff.
Well, real quick, Joe.
Yeah.
Just real back, another thing I had an issue with that article
Yeah.
was Popovich himself openly says that almost every year, I would not be here if it wasn't for Tim Duncan. Those are not my titles up there. Those are Tim Duncan's. So he admits it too. And I think that adds to why he's one of the best coaches still around. Maybe I'm not placing him at number 1 or number 2, but I think 9, 10. I think there's a legit argument there.
Interesting. Talking to Jeff Garcia.
And here's the thing too. One more thing. This is not my rant, by the way. Another reason why I kind of would agree with you, Jimenez, as far as the change in head coaching is the Wemby era, because Wemby is going to have to face a big coaching change soon. So
True enough.
what's that going to be like for Wemby? Because Pop's not going to be there for his entire career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rip the Band-Aid at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, Jeff, because a lot of the people that are in the chat right now have been asking this question. What do you think about the new City Edition jerseys that were supposedly leaked?
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff, give me your thoughts on this.
Inflated. I was expecting something
Different?
Something different. I'm not saying you don't have to be number one, just something different. I mean, look what the Raptors did. I mean, that was awesome. The Raptor himself doing the Vince Carter dunk on the jersey. I mean, that was cool. But all I saw was just different font. That's all I saw. Just different font, same Bill Miller's color scheme, and that's it. But I'm pretty sure once they get fully revealed and officially, Spurs fans, there'll be some like, well, never mind, I like them now. You know what's fun to do? And I do it every season when they do introduce new jerseys. I'll let all the Spurs fans rant, wait till about All-Star break of it. Oh, how are you feeling now? Almost all of them change. Like, I think they're cool. I need to see them in person. They do that every time.
These jerseys are the absolute ugliest jerseys, blandest jerseys I've ever seen. They're just hideous, man. And the Spurs, they have such a great community here, Jeff. You have a lot of very creative people. We have our good friend Bear County Social Apparel. Does great stuff out there. We have other people here that are great graphic artists, street artists that do graffiti work, all murals and all that kind of stuff. The Spurs can't put out a contest and say, hey, design us what you guys would think your rendition of a City Edition jersey. Leave it up to the fans to create something. And then you look at it and say, we were inspired by your design to create this, or we liked your design so much, we're going to go ahead and use that, go with it, and put it on a jersey. I mean, there's a lot of things that scream Puro San Antonio. And like Mike was saying, we don't have to always look in the past, right? Because this was from a bygone era. These colors, this font, it's from the World's Fair that was held in the 60s when they built the hemisphere. Was it the Institute of Texas Culture, Hemisphere? They built the Tower of Americas and all that. That was way back when. I get that you want to go ahead and get retro about it, but let's move on. Let's get something more in the 90s, 80s. The classic black and silver, San Antonio. That was a great look, man. I love that.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go with the Fiesta, do that. Go traditional silver and black, but add some flavor of San Antonio to it. The town, what it means to the people. Nothing, Jeff. It's unoriginal and bland. I mean, I'm not going to be buying that jersey. I'm going to be flat honest with you. I'm not going to get it. I think it's hideous.
It is hideous, dude.
It's ugly.
What would you have done differently, Joe? You're to graphic designing and all that good stuff.
Man, you have so many things that way that you can go ahead and spin this. If you want to go ahead and pay a nod to the past, why not put the Hemisphere Arena in there somewhere? Why don't you go ahead and give us a nod to the Iceman? So, some of these greats that have graced the silver and black over the years, go ahead and do some of that. I'm not saying they're going to put Timmy's likeness on the jersey or something, but I mean, give us something, hey, what was it like? You're going back to the World Fair, right? World's Fair. How about Hemisphere? Why don't you give us a shot of that? Some of the nostalgia that Spurs fans are wanting, go back to even, what was it? The Chaparrals, give us some of that, man.
They did it one year, and those are one of the weakest jerseys. All jerseys. I didn't like it. What was it? Red, white, and blue?
Yeah. Cause it was the ABA. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what would have really, really floored Spurs fans if their City Edition jersey was the white ABA jersey. I really thought they were going to go there that year. The white ABA Spurs jersey where the number was offset, and was it Joe? It was white with black trim, right?
Yeah. You know what they could do, Jeff? They could actually go ahead and kind of like pan out and do like a city skyline almost, but not just the outline itself, but an actual photo, a picture.
Well, I mean, the
kind of retro
things are the Alamo and
the Tower of Americas, do something like that, put it on the jersey. It could be like done in a light color, almost like you could do it in a silver and black, a black and white, put a little bit of like a sunset color. It doesn't have to be Fiesta's color, but it could do something different with it, but they just.
Joe, would you have been open to the camo jerseys coming back?
Those are awful.
Those are horrible, man. My God, Jeff. My goodness. You know what? They could have fun with it. They could do something else, like think of anything else that screams iconic to San Antonio. Why not do something
Shamu.
No, this is what I'm thinking.
Shamu.
Think so far outside the box that no one saw this coming. Do it in a Dia de los Muertos style. Give us something like that. It would look so nice and original,
I would like that, yeah.
black, and you could go ahead and put a little color pop in there. Give us something, man, that's a hearken to the culture, the city. They don't do anything like that, man. I would love to see a Dia de los Muertos version of, let's say, on a jersey, and that would be your city edition.
Yeah, they would have sold off the shelf fast.
They wouldn't have been able to keep them in stock because not only would the people here in San Antonio loved them, but people across the nation, they would have loved it too. But hey, I guess I don't know enough, so maybe I should design it, Jeff, and we'll wear our own jersey like that.
I see some of the designs you made. Don't you have a fan store as well?
Yeah, we certainly do, man.
Didn't they do a serape one time?
They
it's
did.
Still going. It's still going. It's the serape one is still going to be coming back next season.
Yeah, they even did a picado, the little papers that hang on Market Square. They did that. But they need to think so far outside the box, though. There's things that I have in mind that I want to do, and I'm not going to say, but I'm going to work on some things.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk some pop culture with Jeff Garcia. From
Let's do it. Do you want me to go ahead and do the entertainment?
Oh, no, we don't need it
All
today.
Right. We're not going to be talking diddly.
No, we're not talking Diddy. We're not talking Diddy. By the way, he's I'll give the Diddy update. He is apparently, according to TMZ and CNN, is wanting to be out on bail, saying that he's not a flight risk, and he's basically saying that as part of the conditions, he says, "I'll make sure no women are around."
Jeez,
this feels like what's that drug lord's name back in the 80s? Where he set up his own jail.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? Help me out here. Geez, what was?
It was Colombian, right?
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot. But anyway, that's what it feels like.
It was in Medellin. I forgot his name.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. It'll come to me. I have his name. I have his head. Pablo Escobar. Thank you, Hannah.
There you go. Yeah.
By the way, what I wanted to talk to you about is the movie Beetlejuice. Yeah. Didn't like it. Saw it twice.
Oh my!
I have not seen it. I'm actually looking forward to seeing Transformers 1. So that's why I'm waiting.
Oh man, that one was It's
Beetlejuice or 1?
1.
Oh, okay.
So don't have high expectations going in.
Of which one?
Transformers 1.
Oh, really?
It's all right.
I don't understand all of the great reviews of Beetlejuice. Man. I don't get it.
You don't get the.
I saw it twice.
You don't get it, man.
This is how confused I was. Saw it one time, and I look over at Francesca. We're looking at each other and going, "Was that any good?"
Think of it as an episodes of Schitt's Creek, right?
We decided to go back the next day. We saw a 3:30 showing, right?
Well, why did you see it twice if it was so bad?
Because we were wanting to like it so bad.
They liked it.
We thought maybe it'll grow on us.
You don't go back and see a movie that
we went to church, then we went back to the movie theater, and we watched it again. And we were like, just looked at each other and went, "Wow, that movie sucked. That was a bad movie. It was disappointing." And I think people are giving it good reviews because of the nostalgia aspect of it all. But just from the whole storyline, suppose if you ask me what is it about, I don't know. I saw it twice.
Did you see the original?
Yeah, I love the original.
Beetlejuice.
I love the original. That's one of my favorite.
Wasn't that creepy though? Beetlejuice had a fascination with young Winona Ryder. He wanted to marry her. That's creepy, bro. That's creepy, bro.
But he still had the hots for her though, man. You know, it just is what it is.
After all these years, he still had that picture. I'm like, bro, that's like creeper right there, man. Come on. But I wanted
Midtown saying Mike didn't see it the first time because he was making out.
No, my God.
Well, hey, remember you would tell your date, we're gonna sit in the back.
Now, what I want to know was Jeff's go-to move. Was it the go-to move like very overt, like let me just put my hand on her knee, or was it the Oh, yawn. When
No.
you put your arm over there.
I wonder if Jeff did that.
Mine was the direct approach. I would like even going up. I go, you know what's about to happen, right?
Oh,
Let's say,
you didn't do the yawn, Jeff, back in the day? Come on.
no. I say, you know what's about to happen.
Hey, you know when you were taking your date to the theater, man, you weren't there to watch a movie. Let's just put it
No,
like
of course
that.
not.
Come on.
No guy
Especially
was. No guy
Jeff
was.
back in the day, the Mission Drive-In. Come on. Man.
So Tony's
Mission.
asking the question: did Jimenez like Edward Scissorhands growing up? Here's the thing about Edward Scissorhands: if you were to say who is the one actor that you can't stand, that you just cannot stand, for me, it's Johnny Depp. I cannot stand Johnny Depp. There is very little that I've ever seen of Johnny Depp that I've liked. Pirates of the Caribbean, all that stuff. Just shut the F up. I don't want to see Johnny Depp. Dude, the girl bought me Sauvage cologne, right?
How did it smell?
It smelled great until I saw the advertisement and it had Johnny Depp looking like a homeless man.
Dude, no.
But there's only 2 movies of Johnny Depp that I do like. And one was Edward Scissorhands growing up. And the other one was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Only because he got off.
Dude, how'd you not see Blow? Blow, he's good in that movie.
Oh, dude, come on.
Mike don't like none of that stuff, Jeff. No, man, that ain't him, dude.
The Johnny Depp movies, dude, the Chocolate Factory one.
Mhm.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Go away.
Come on, that was a good one, Mike.
Go away. There's nothing that I want from that. Oh, I can't stand
Do you
him.
see? That's why we can't have nice things,
No,
Jeff.
Jimenez, you really got to watch Blow. I think that'll change your
I
mind.
have seen Blow. Saw it back in the 90s.
Oh, you have? Okay.
And he thought it blowed because
Now-
it had
now,
Johnny
everyone-
Depp.
Now everyone talks about What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I want to say I saw that movie growing up. It's with Leonardo DiCaprio back in '93.
Yeah.
I want to say I saw it, but no, I can't think of it. I'm looking at all. Benny and June sucked.
Oh, Mike, come on.
You know what? I think Joe, help me out with this one. What was he? Wasn't he one that was set in Mexico where he played like a gun shooter? Was it called The Mexican?
Oh, that I don't know if he was in that one.
No, that was Brad Pitt.
No,
and
yeah.
Julia
Brad
Roberts.
Pitt. There was one where it was set in Mexico and he played like an assassin.
Oh,
I thought he did a really good job.
Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Is that the one?
That's it. I think so. Yeah. Now he did pretty good.
But that's more of a Selma Hayek adventure.
You can't go
Like
wrong with her.
you don't even realize that he's in the movie. Okay?
I ain't going to see that movie for nobody but Salma.
And I'm not gonna watch Chocolat.
Oh man. Look at
I'm
that
gonna
one.
watch what?
Chocolat.
Oh, chocolate. Oh, yes.
No, that ain't my thing, man. But you know what, Jeff? I was going to ask you something because I know our time is coming to an end here. We saw something that you posted the other day, and it was a tease for a new card that's coming out.
Oh,
From Topps. How about that, man?
Yes, sir.
They had like a meteorite that was seen in France, and it made its way all the way to San Antonio. Tell us about that.
Yeah. Oh, first of all, when I saw the video of the meteor, I really thought that was real. I was like, "What is a meteor crashing into the Earth?" I really thought it was happening. But it basically what it was a teaser for a new $8,000 box set of Wemby cards. You heard that right? $8,000. Now you get original autographs. These are not like duplicated, like copy paste. It's his original autograph. There's cards with pieces of his jerseys. There's different variations, but $8,000 just for a box.
Wow,
that is
that's a lot.
ridiculous. That's just too much.
And what were these cards? They're called Topps. Was it
Meteor? They're called the Topps Meteor. Yeah, Meteor. Yeah.
So that's
I thought they're going to be the Cosmic, because there's a Cosmic variant.
Yeah,
but apparently not. Yeah.
So these cards cost $8,000 a box.
A box.
Wow.
And then it comes with about, I'm going to guess, I think about 16. There's like 8 sets of everything. So it's like 8 sets of his autograph, 8 sets of this variant, like that kind of deal. So grand total maybe about 24, I think. So that's just too much, man. I mean, think about it too. I mean, if you invest $8,000 right now, you can almost double your investment if he pans out and becomes a generational player, which is on.
He can. But how much would that cost then? You're gonna, let's say, break them down to packs. I mean, that's a good price tag there. You're talking about some good coin just for a pack of cards.
Oh yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna buy it. That's for sure. I mean, that's just
You're too rich for your
ridiculous.
blood too, man. $8,000, like
No,
wow.
I just think no, it's not that. I think it's just too ridiculous. I mean, I think you're gonna scare off the casual fan that sees this stuff. That
Like-
$8,000 for that? No way. I'm not gonna get into the hobby.
Ain't that what the Spurs do today with the ticket pricing?
Well, is it the Spurs or is it the aftermarket? Because the aftermarket's going crazy right now.
Oh yeah, well,
Oh,
ticket prices are going to be insane this coming season, Jeff, because as we well know, if you were a season ticket holder, you got hit with a hefty increase in your prices, for the upcoming season. And then if you looked at the aftermarket and what that's garnering right now, it's insane. You're not going to be able to go to a good game unless you're going to spend at least $1 or $2 bills. Easy, man.
Easy.
what does it cost, Joe, when you take your family out there? I'm curious.
It depends on where I'm sitting, man. If I want to sit on the floor level there. We got some friends that give us some tickets, man, to go down there and enjoy that nice experience. But like if I go and I'm going to take all my 5, family members, which I'm going to take my kids. So you're already 3 there, me, myself. If I take my pops with me, that's 5. We're probably going to sit somewhere mid, not in the cheap seats, but a little bit, and like maybe the mid level below the terrace level. You're talking about maybe two bills, $250, $300.
Dang.
So I'm looking at Spurs tickets, right, for going on SeatGeek right now. Best I can see is $75, and that is section 212 all the way up in the rafters.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's gonna be something else, man. I do have some tickets coming to me, Jeff, in November. We'll see what I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna see if I take my son, myself. I'm gonna go and take one of my good friends that didn't get to join me last time when we got there at the courtside seats. There were like 5 rows from the court, and we get to access to the nice little let's say Spurs club they have there at the court level, and you have to get a wristband. You get free food, free booze.
Yeah, that's when Jeremy Sohan went off on
I'd like to see if I have an extra ticket, maybe I'll invite the great Jeff Garcia to come and enjoy it as a fan.
And I remember that day when y'all went, I was looking for y'all and I couldn't find it. I even asked an usher, I go, "Where's such and such spot?" And they didn't know where it was either.
Yeah, it's kind of hidden, dude. It's right there on the court level. But if I do something like that, you'll be on my list of the people that I'll definitely invite, because I want you to enjoy a game, not as a person of the media, but just as a fan.
I know. Can you believe it's going to be a season already?
I can't believe it.
When does the season start? It's like the last week of October, right?
No,
Like the regular season?
It starts before then, as far as the preseason, and the media day is going to be coming up here. They usually have the media day coming up. I think isn't it like at the end of September here?
Yeah.
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
Joe, decent seats of the Spurs games against the Rockets, October 26th at the Frost Bank Center. Decent seats, lower level, but kind of high up.
Yeah.
$130.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And that is diagonal. If you want to be behind the basket, like 30, 40 rows up, $172. If you want to be on the cheap seats, you're looking at anywhere between $60 to $100 per seat.
Yeah, I like the area
that
that's
includes
near.
fees.
I like the area that's near the La Gloria and all that. It's a great place, man. I like it more than the Spurs fan zone. The Spurs fan zone is all right, but if you go to the other part, you get the nice bar and everything. Great places to eat. Bathrooms are right there, nice and clean. I like that area, man. That's my go-to spot.
Is that the area where all 3 of us met up last year?
Yeah, where they had that little bar that's right there. Yeah, dude.
That's right. Yeah.
It's nice.
That was pretty good.
I'm going to be going to games on a Monday, dude. Those are going to be the cheap seats, right?
Oh,
the cheaper tickets.
Lord, man. I'll be working on Monday. But, Jeff, what you got cooking on, Locked On Spurs for this week, and what are you going to be releasing here shortly?
Well, I just released a new episode of Locked On Spurs. We're reacting to the CBS Sports article ranking Pop out of the top 10.
I didn't get invited.
On that.
I didn't get invited.
Listen, I invited you. And you
was that the one?
As the kids say, I have receipts.
Oh,
I have receipts.
It was that one. I would have.
Yeah.
I would have just left work early that day, man.
So we're reacting to that, and then get caught up to some Spurs news that some Spurs fans may have missed, like Austin Spurs hiring more coaching staff. Fans are invited to the Rock for Dia de los Muertos, Halloween. So just events like that the Spurs are putting on. And then we got another lockdown. I'm back to 5 a week now, and I think personally, I think it's way too early. I think the network started too soon, but we're back to 5. So hopefully I can get Jimenez on, Joe on soon to help me out, fill out the week.
I got some ideas for you coming up this season, Jeff. I think we should go on there and have like a live roundtable with me, you, and some other people, and take some questions from the fans. I think we should do it as an X Spaces.
How would I do that? Like,
I got it all planned out. All I got to do is get you here. If you can come in here into the studio,
hey, you know what?
We don't even have.
You brought that up.
Yeah,
I'm glad you brought that up. When are you dropping Area 210?
Whenever you can make it in here, because I don't want to drop that first episode without having you help me go ahead and launch it, because like I said, it was only fitting to me because when I first started, you're one of my biggest supporters. So now with this reboot, it's only fitting that I have you on as that premiere episode to launch the reboot.
Very nice.
I was under the impression that you had a day already picked.
Whenever you're available, Jeff, you let me know and we'll get it done.
Okay.
But for the X Spaces, all I need to do is just get you in here into the studio and I'll take care of the rest. We don't even have to show you on video because it's all going to be audio only. That's the beauty of the X Spaces, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just all audio.
Man, so much stuff and technology now, man.
Yeah, and you can have people join. Like you can get the fans to join you almost like a call-in show, and they raise their hands and you give them about a minute or two to talk or ask a question, and then you bump them off the stage and go to somebody else, you know, answer their question, or, you know, kind of have a little debate with them. It's fun, dude. I mean, it can be a really nice controlled area, you know, to go ahead and have fans interact. If you want to really interact with the fans, you can go ahead and go back and forth with them, but that could be a bit much at times, especially when you have if you're having like a whole bunch of people in the room, you know?
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a fun time,
man.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as far as Area 210, okay, now I know what's going on. I was wondering, how come Joe hasn't texted me about when he wants to start it?
Yeah.
So now I know. Okay.
We just got to get everything coordinated. And when you come in here into the studio, I have that really nice router that I'm going to gift you so we can help your network at your home.
Do people still have to go through your garage door? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's still a thing, dude. That's a thing, though. The funny thing is that we keep the studio hidden here. It's like the Millennium Falcon. She might not look like much from the outside, but once you step in here,
no.
Boom.
I never bagged on your studio. It's a nice studio. It's very nice.
Yeah, no, I'm saying is you would never know because there's like the garage doors there, and then it opens up. But we have this wall that we've built here, right, with the door and all that. So when people come in here, they're like, "Oh man, I never knew that was there." You could tell from the street. That's what I always get.
Hey, has Jimenez ever big timed you and not show up?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I see how it is, Jimenez. All right, I see how it is.
Well, usually he's part of the show, so he's gonna big time. He's gonna have to call me and tell me
it's our show.
Yeah,
that's very nice. We have Jeff Garcia on Locked On Spurs, Kens 5. Don't forget to subscribe to him on Spotify. Subscribe to him on YouTube. More than 5,000 subscribers. Amazing.
Thank you, everybody. Yeah, appreciate that.
And he got knighted by Mayor Ron Nirenberg the other day. Very nice.
He's going to be hosting the Big Texas Comic Con again.
3 years in a row, man. 3 years in a row. It starts on Friday, October 11th, and some of the panels I can't talk about yet, but I would say a lot of the 80s babies will be very happy, especially on Sunday.
Nice.
That's all I'm going to say.
I don't know if I'll be able to make Sunday, Jeff, but I know definitely I'll be there on Saturday. I'm going to go and support you and hopefully be able to hang out with you and say hi.
Word of advice, if you're going to do any panels, try to get there ASAP.
Oh, yeah, because, I know.
Yeah, because Saturday is the fire panels. And you have the Sons of Anarchy, the Mayans. You have the voices for Darth Vader and Ahsoka. It's that Saturday that's just crazy. And get there early.
You know what I'm thinking of doing, Jeff? And I'll probably have you on when we do this. I'm thinking of just buying some extra set of tickets for the Big Texas Comic Con and then just giving them out on the show here. So maybe we'll do that in conjunction with you, Jeff. We'll bring you on and we'll give them out, you know?
That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be fun. I'm supposed to be getting a pair of tickets soon to give away, but I think they're just trying to get as much money as they can. I get it because, man, the talent they got,
it's expensive.
Going, my goodness. So I'm a little disappointed that one of the original Power Rangers is not going to be there for the first time in 3 years. He played the Red Ranger. No, sorry. He played the Black Ranger, and he always pulls the Popovich stuff on me. He's really nice. Like before the panels will start, he would be like, "Hey, what's going on, Jeff?" Bro hug and everything. What's going on? But the moment it's showtime, he'll just give me those short answers on purpose. On purpose, he's messing with me, and that's always been a running joke since we've been hosting. And then afterwards, he'll be, "Oh, okay, we had fun. You're being a good sport." So,
hey Joe, we have another San Antonio restaurant closing.
Oh no, say it ain't so. Which one is this one?
El Siete Mares on West Commerce after 30 years.
I don't think I've ever been there. Down. You been there, Jeff?
I never heard. Well, what was it called again?
El Seven Mares.
No, I don't think I ever heard that one.
Yeah, I never heard of it either. I've never heard of it. Maybe it's time for me to go there before they shut it down.
But you're seeing all these restaurants like Acadiana Cafe going down.
Yeah.
They're closing after all these years. Kind of sad.
You know what place they ain't closing anytime soon, Jeff? Don Pedro on the south side, man. Bud Jones. Don't touch it.
Okay. Wait. Are we gonna have Don Pedro slander?
Oh, Mike, man.
No. Are we gonna have Don Pedro slander?
I'm
not here for it, dude. I like Don Pedro's.
I'm not saying anything about it. I said we still have the great Don Pedro and the Bud Jones. I said don't touch it.
But was it better at Don Pedro's back in the day when it was a smaller restaurant?
It was. Not gonna lie.
Like when they got that extension, which is nice. So you go in there, you have like one part of the restaurant like all modern.
Yeah.
And then you have the other part, which is like stuck in the 60s.
The traditional part. Yeah.
It just tastes better in the old part, man. Just that's all I'm saying. Ninfa's on the south side is good, dude. That one's a really good place also.
Yeah. So, I mean, me and Jeff got to go back and revisit our roots, man. Need to go back to the south side. It's been a hot minute since I've been down there. I need to go back again. I've been hankering for some Don Pedro or go and get us some Mexican food from Bud Jones. That Mexican plate's elite.
Well, Bonnie's is expanding. They're no longer just in the south side anymore.
Really?
Yeah, they got another location, but they were just Bonnie's. I'm sorry, Bobby's.
Yeah.
They expanded recently, so everything. Well, as much as everybody is leaving or shutting down, there's some stores that are thriving.
Joe, do you know what, man? I'm just craving Bill Miller's right now. We talked about it earlier.
God. You know what I'm craving? You know what, Jeff? What we're craving? Some Griff's Better Burgers. Remember that from the south side? Hey,
I've been there.
They still got those prices, man. That'll just make you feel like a king leaving.
You know it's legit, Jeff, when you get that bag and it's just full of grease, man.
It's a chicken and burgers place, right?
No, that's a burger place.
It leans more burgers, yeah. It's a lot more burgers.
You could get like a bag of burgers for $5.
Hey, Joe, do they deliver, or are you still gonna go pick it up?
I think you still got to go pick it up, man. That place is old school, man. But that's what it is. It's the burgers taste good because it's that grill that's got all that seasoning and all that flavor.
Never been washed since the 80s.
Yeah, don't touch it, man, because they even throw the buns on the grill. Remember how greasy the buns were and everything too? I mean, that place was next level, man. Mike, you don't know, dude. Back in the day, my uncle used to come and he would go to Griff's, right? And he'd bring back these brown bags, and all the kids would stop playing in the backyard. We were like, oh hell, here we go, because we knew we were going to be fighting for those burgers, man.
I'm trying to find that place that I went to, that chicken place that I went to. It was amazing.
Dave's Hot Chicken?
No, man, it was over off of God, it was far south side, man. Far south side. It was like Nogalitos.
Churches. It was a church.
No, dude, it was a stand, dude. It looked like it was back in the 60s. It was amazing.
Oh,
I'll find it. I'll find it.
Oh, is it Tip Top or some of that?
No, that's not it.
No. Okay.
But Jeff introduced me to Gus's back in the day over there in Southtown. But that is Jeff. That's Joe. We're gonna have to wrap up the show. Before we wrap up the show, my phone number again.
Yeah, we're gonna say bye to Jeff because Jeff has to leave us already.
All right,
but
Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate you.
Guys.
Thanks for being on, brother. 210-508-0369. Man, I was in Corpus Christi yesterday meeting with a nice couple that's about to retire in a couple of years, and I'm getting their strategy in place today, putting together their pension, their 401k, their Social Security, all of that stuff, getting it all organized, letting them know what they should be doing now that they're 2 years away from retiring. Again, my name's Mike Jimenez. Been doing financial strategies for 19 years now. 210-508-0369. anything involving investment accounts, involving college savings, involving, everything from IRAs to old retirement accounts to life insurance, disability, long-term care, give me a call. That's my number, 210-508-0369. Dude, it is 11:49. I am starving.
We've been talking about food this whole episode, man.
I am starving. I'm going to head over to Bill Miller's.
You're not Laguna Madre?
It's wrong direction. I got to go home.
What you going to get?
Probably the Poor Boy Plus Plus.
Hey, there you go. Now
you
you're
go.
talking.
Everyone have a fantastic day. I got to get back to work. Like, subscribe, and share. Y'all take care.